Namaste, welcome to Arthneeti. Inflation numbers were declared by RBI yesterday. Now, the inflation rate for the month of March stood at 6.95%, where corresponding for the month of February, it was 6.07%. Now, this is a 17-month high for an inflation rate to reach in India. US also declared its inflation numbers. They stood at 8.5%, which is a 40-year high. UK declared its inflation numbers at 7%. Now, prices of goods and services are rising everywhere around the world. How do you tackle them at individual level? Can we do that? Yes, we can. I will tell you some of the ways in which you can tackle and sail through these inflationary times. Keep on looking. So, how do we reduce wastage? Well, today we will discuss three effective strategies which will help you reduce wastage and efficiently manage your cost. Now, the first one is concentrating on the supply side. The food supplies, energy supplies, stationaries, etc., that come into the house form a major part of the monthly budget. Correct? Now, what about food supplies? Food wastage is one critical problem that riddles all our households. According to the World Food Program of United Nations, 17% of the food that is produced is wasted all over the world. 11% of that is accounted by household food waste. What are we doing? We are just purchasing food items from outside with the hope of consuming it, but we don't do anything about it and throw it away once the expiry date approaches or is surpassed. Correct. Now, I remember a few months back, I had enrolled on this fad diet program and I had purchased some food items which were prescribed in that program. Yeah, I ate it once, did not like the taste. They were lying in the cupboard. Eventually, the expiry date passed, and I just threw them. And I had paid loads of money for those food stuff. Is it right? Well, no, it is not right. If I'm not going to consume it, why did I pay so much before tasting it in the first place? Yeah, some behavioral changes that I need to inculcate in myself so that I don't waste such food anymore. Correct? I'll give you one more example. Yesterday, my son wanted to order a pizza. Why? Because there was an offer of one pizza free over the other pizza. Now, on his demand, a vegetable pasta dish was prepared in the morning. Now, there was enough pasta for him to be eaten in the evening, but he wanted to order that pizza. And I had to convince him that eat what is available in the house, which is made at home, which is of a better quality. Finish that first, and then we will go and check for that offer and buy it. Correct? He ate that pasta and he was full. So we did not buy that pizza yesterday. But practicing this is very, very important. Why? Because you have something in the house which you have prepared, which you have put efforts to make, and then you want to buy something from outside just because it is on offer. Very bad way of using your money. Very bad way of playing with your health. Correct? So, such things definitely should form part of our behavior when it comes to food. In India, food is as good as God. So, we have to deal with it. We have to give it due respect and use it to the fullest. Correct. Now, energy, the second supply, major source of cost in household. Energy prices are at an all-time high. Now, with one petrol prices and diesel prices upwards of 110 rupees, you really need to think whether shifting to electric vehicles is really a better option, right? The sales of two-wheeler electric vehicles and four-wheeler electric vehicles have shown that people are gradually changing course and shifting to these alternate transport means of transport. wherein the cost of fueling is comparatively low. Thinking about public transport or shifting to public transport can also be one of the ways you can reduce this cost, correct? But many in many cases it shifting to another alternate means also becomes difficult. Why? Because maybe alternate means of public transport are not fully developed where you stay, but in metros or cities like Pune, Mumbai, yeah, you have the new metro lines, and as far as possible taking advantage of those public transport is definitely should be on your mind, correct? Traffic related stress also gets reduced, right? uh, the third thing, stationery. Now, if you have school going kids, one thing that you must have observed that every year the school wants you to purchase fresh set of notebooks along with the textbooks that you have to purchase for the next standard, correct? But what about the old notebooks which are not fully utilized? Now, many a times we just throw it away, give it in rugby. My child is going to use brand new notebook for the new year. I can afford at least that much, right? But very wrong signaling that is done on part of parents. We are not teaching them to use their things to the fullest, correct? If a notebook is half used and half blank, what would you do of the blank pages? Are you not going to use them at all? Again, Vidya, knowledge is as revered in India as God. What are we doing about it? Correct? So, these changes, these behavioral changes have to come in the way we spend our money in our households. Supply side that comes into the house, so that what we have purchased, we enjoy it, we consume it to the fullest. If we keep those things halfway and try and buy new things without utilizing them to the fullest, what is going to happen? You are wasting your money, you are not utilizing your money, or not enjoying it as much as it should be, correct? So these behavioral changes are a must if you want to manage wastages in your households. The second factor that needs to be looked into is the finance that you are taking, maybe a loan that you have taken from a bank, the credit card that you are utilizing. Revisiting those finances is a must. Checking the amount of interest that you are paying. Is it a floating rate or a fixed rate of interest that is getting charged to you? Has the bank reduced the rate of interest ever since the rates have decreased in the market? What is your effective rate of interest that you are paying on your loans? Credit cards, what are the charges that you are paying? Are there any other options in the market where you can get a credit card at a much lower rate? You need to check all these points. Why? Because even if it is a fractional saving that happens, you are still saving money. Every money that you save is ultimately going to add up to your investment corpus. It is going to help you add to your wealth. So ignoring such things, even though if they are small, is not good. So revisiting your loan terms, restructuring them, or can you change the loan? Can you shift the loan to another bank so that you get a lower rate of interest? Is it going to incur extra cost? Is it going to affect your relationship with the bank? Think about all these points, correct? You need to ponder on them. Taking a loan and just keeping on paying EMIs is not a good solution. You need to revisit it. What has happened to the loan? How much is outstanding? Can I increase the repayment amount so that I can come out of the loan, come out of the debt sooner than the repayment period? Is a credit card necessary for me? Am I able to pay the credit card bills on time, or am I paying interest on the outstanding amounts, unnecessarily buying stuff that I don't want? Think about these, right? If You are using your credit card as a show off to your friends. I'm sorry to say, but your friends are not going to come and help you pay your outstanding bills. So, reality check is a must. Please revisit these financing items. The third factor that you should concentrate on is the kind of money that you are spending on rent if you are staying in a rental accommodation. Now, with COVID cases declining, offices reopening, recalling their employees, the demand for rental accommodation is going to go up. My nephew recently got a job in Mumbai and had to pay upwards of 20,000 rupees for a one room kitchen flat in one of the suburbs of Mumbai. So, a majority chunk of his salary is going towards payment of that rent. So, how do you utilize those premises efficiently? Well, I'll give you a funny story that my father told me. Few years back, my parents had gone on a tour of Europe with one of the tour operators. Now, every day, what used to happen is they used to leave their hotels at 8 and travel in a bus which was at their disposal. And whenever they went to the next city, they did not check into the hotel before 9 in the night. Now, my father became quite curious and he checked with the tour operator as to why they were not taken at a hotel before 9 p.m. Well, one of the answer that the tour operator gave me like really shocked my father. In the sense, the hotels were so operated that during the day they had different sets of guests, and for the night stay they had different sets of guests. So one for one room where we are normally charged on a daily basis, even though we stay in the hotel say for a shorter period of time, the hotel was utilizing the same premises that it had for a different set of guests during the day and a completely different set of guests during the night. Now, I am not saying that you should do that with your house because it will become practically impossible. But this is the way companies operate. This is the way companies efficiently use their resources. So try doing this. I'm not saying this very thing, but thinking about your money and how you are going to efficiently use it if you do not need so much premises. Yeah, check out for a hostel, correct? Check out for a co-shared facility if it suits you, correct? But there are ways, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So thinking about them, thinking about your own money and how you will save it, there is nothing wrong in them. Let people say that you are conjuice and you are thinking too much about your money, but instead of asking others to lend some money, it is always better that we save what we have. And for a rainy day also we have some corpus left with us, correct? So that should be the aim. So again, the 3 points or the three factors that I told you, which will help you reduce your cost and concentrate on effective cost management. Uh, think about the supplies, reduce the wastages in the supplies. Think about your finances, the loans that you have taken, the rates, the terms of those loans. Are any better alternatives available in the market? Think about all of these, revisit them after a set period of time. Don't just take them and sleep over them. And lastly, think about how much money you are spending on a place where you are staying, and is it really necessary to rent that place, or a better alternative is available for you. Think about all this, because finally you are spending a lot of the 24 hours on working for the money that you earn, and accounting for each rupee that you earn is very, very important. So don't ignore it. Keep a check on it and live happily. Inflation is high today, but if you implement such things, you will definitely sail through these times of rising prices. I hope I have added some value to your investment journey. If you have liked my video, please hit the like button, share my video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.